Something dark is happening in the bodybuilding world. Conor Murphy lost touch with reality and was declared clinically insane.
I made it out.
Calum Von Moger jumped out of a window and nearly lost his life.
I ended up waking up in hospital.
And now, Jon Skywalker, the man who had it all, the looks, the fame, the perfect body. But like the others, he let temptation destroy his life. His body, gone. His health, fading. His mind, on the edge.
Damn you to hell for that!
This is the downfall of Skywalker, and maybe the last chapter of his story. Jon Skywalker grew up in Hutan, a quiet faraway city in China, on the edge of the Taklamakan desert. Life there was quiet, dry, distant from the modern world. When Jon returned to the US, he was around 16 years old. He stood 6 feet 4 inches, but weighed just 113 pounds. Insecure about his body, he stepped into the gym for the first time. But things moved fast, too fast. During a school trip to Uzbekistan, Jon was introduced to steroids. And with every needle, every dose, the changes came.
No pecs, no sex, baby.
He put on over 17 pounds of muscle, going from 145 pounds to over 200.
Before steroids, my body count was 0, bro. Now I've smashed a couple of hundred girls, actually.
He was heavily influenced by Sis, the god of aesthetics at that time.
I'm gonna pursue a more aesthetic life, I'm gonna pursue a better life.
He copied his style, his mindset, his whole vibe. But Jon had something extra. His height, his proportions, his look. He started to look like an anime character come to life. He started posting videos and pictures, and people fall in love with his image.
I started social media, I was 18, 19, smoking cigarettes, open about steroids.
Within no time, Jon became a legend in the fitness scene, following the steps of Jeff Seid and David Lade.
There's this community of people that say, oh yeah, we're like better than you. Stand in line and see us. I was like, no dude, anyone can do that. And if someone's doing that, then why shouldn't it be you? Why shouldn't it be me? Why should it be you?
He was a symbol of the aesthetic lifestyle. Train hard, party hard, look godly, live wild.
I've come to learn that a lot about, the whole aesthetics movement is just...
They want to see crazy shit. So if you're doing crazy shit, you're not doing too many.
Yeah, at least it looks cool for Instagram, right? That's what it's all about sometimes.
His Instagram blew up. People wanted to look like him, be like him, live like him. He was living the dream.
Life's just about having fun sometimes, I think people take it too seriously, they're trying to prove a point to the world.
Well, I got my first injury in my 4 or 5 years of lifting weights. There's a lot of other aspects in my life that I've been neglecting more important than my biceps.
Behind the perfect photos and shredded body, no one saw what this lifestyle was really doing to him on the inside. He was going crazy with the aesthetic lifestyle, heavy steroid use, party drugs, and smoking like it was oxygen. The guy was smoking before meals, during meals, and after meals. Before the gym, in the gym, and after the gym.
AKA Snoop D-O-double-G.
Though Jon was open about his steroid use,
I used to be the black sheep of the industry, okay? Because I was open about steroids. Now, a few years later, these are all my kids, man. My kids.
Trying to convince this guy testosterone is healthy. Steroid right now, it's a go, bro.
$5 steroids, anybody?
$5 steroid?
he even shared his full cycle online. Derek from More Plates, More Dates reacted to it and warned him it was way too much.
And he's on this much gear. I wouldn't be really using this much gear when I'm already this lean. Depending on the goal, I guess, it's kind of vague what he's doing here. I don't know. MK, a lot of people don't realize can actually exacerbate gynecomastia risk. But on top of that, the heart, the brain, everywhere else that relies on having sufficient amounts of aromatization present, using 1 milligram of Arimidex every other day, to me, that seems like overkill. Man, that mop on his head that he can keep on that much Mastron, good for him.
At this point, Jon wasn't really active on social media.
Yeah, I've been partying, bro, so I don't really run the dosage very high when I'm going out.
He was addicted, not just to steroid or smoking, but ketamine too.
I wasn't thinking at all, bro. Y'all party days and days and days. 9 days in a row, bro. I slept maybe 2 of those nights, bro.
He was mentally and spiritually in a horrible place.
I asked him if you locked the car, now we have to go back and make sure we locked it.
He was jailed once and held in a mental hospital twice. He'd pop up in other influencers' videos now and then, and every time he did, something felt off.
Who got eyes on Josie?
Oh no. See, you leave him unattended for more than 5 minutes and he's gone.
A few moments later.
He looked spaced out, high, like he wasn't fully there.
Where you're from, what you did.
In 2023, Jon turned 13 years old and the quirk started to show. He said he went to therapy to heal his K addiction, but during his treatment, something terrible happened. The person who was supposed to help him ended up doing the worst thing possible. They took advantage of Jon, manipulated him when he was at his lowest, and that broke him.
Damn you guys all to hell! Damn you to hell for that!
He slipped back into addiction. 2024 was the worst year for Jon. He was pretty much at the peak of his addiction. He was completely lost. He started mixing the powder himself using bacteriostatic water, something dangerous and stupid, but he didn't care anymore. Then he disappeared again. No one knew where he was. Rumors started spreading. Some said he was gone for good, and even ChatGPT confirmed it.
Is he dead? Is he alive? Nobody really knows. He hasn't been answering his DMs, his text messages. He hasn't been making any posts on social media.
Then in November 2024, the news hit. Jon had a massive heart attack.
His feet are swollen. He has the CHF from too much stress.
Way.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna make it, bro. I feel so bad.
No way.
Guys, pray for my brother Skywalker. If you know Jon Skywalker, message him, tell him to respond to me and Bradley. It's crazy, he's so young and he's already out of the heart failure.
He was rushed to the hospital, where doctors discovered his heart was only working at 15%. He's stuck in there for a while. He posted a few updates trying to stay positive, but it got worse.
Skywalker's Instagram, thinking that he's not alive. Is it true that he passed away?
His feet and ankles were swelling. The diagnosis, congestive heart failure.
Alright, for those of you wondering if I'm doing better, if I've recovered, check this shit out, guys. Just keeps coming and going. Swollen ass feet, like about 10-15 pounds of water retention. My muscles, bro, I lost my physique.
Jon came back with a video, bloated, weak, lost all his gains. But that's not what mattered anymore. Heart failure has the scary truth. 50% of people diagnosed with heart failure survive it for only 5 years. The truth is, guys like this, Calum, Conor, Jon, they had so much potential. But the drug, the pressure, the fame, it slowly crushed them all. Today, Jon is still alive. He's on medication, he's healing, he's trying to stay positive, but his life will never be the same. He'll probably need meds for the rest of his life, and sure, people will judge him. They'll say he did this to himself. But maybe if you lived his life, faced this pain, fame, pressure and addiction, you might have done worse.
The aesthetic mindset, which is really the mindset where you're like, I'm gonna wake up every day and I'm gonna make myself a better person, you know?
You know, better final words, we're all gonna make it, bro.
Peace.